Yo, and welcome back, my fellow pixel loaders. What's going on? It's a bad lucky Hitchy here, and today this should be the final part for Luffy. Now, I'm assuming this is final part, so I'm gonna say it's final part because even if it's not, it probably is. And without further ado, let's get into this tutorial, shall we? So, for the final parts and blocks we're gonna be needing for today, which are gonna be doing the neck, the straw hat, the face, and the hair. First of all, we're gonna start off by needing our sand. Also going to be needing our oak wood planks. We're also going to be needing yellow wool, yellow terracotta, snow, and black wool. Also, we're going to be using our light grey terracotta, which is not in here. Nice. Right, so let's go and grab that, shall we? We needed to go in here anyway, because as I said before, we're going to be changing the stalk in Luffy's mouth, as it was originally white, but I've decided to change it back to the original, and we're going to go with brown wool instead. So grab brown wool, and also grab that light grey terracotta. So, we need sand, oak wood planks, yellow wool, yellow terracotta, snow, black wool, brown wool, and light grey terracotta. Without further ado, let's do the neck first, and then we'll do the hat. So, let's fly on up to here. Which is, it's taken a while. We'll take our time, shall we, eh? Alright, and here we go. We're now in range and full view of the neck. Now, to start us off on the neck, we're going to go off to the left, as there's a big right side there, which doesn't really help us going off. So, on the left hand side inside the neck here, which you can see the line is here, we're going to go to this 6 going down here. So, once we've flown over to this 6 here, we want to go to the top of it here. And we want to fly down by 2, so including this top 1, 1, and 2. And we want to place 1 to the right, just like so. So I'll zoom out so you can see where we've gone off. And we're placing 1 oak wood plank right there. So we're going to be using oak wood plank in all the shading in these kind of areas here. Obviously apart from the hat and the eyes and so. But anyway, once you have placed this 1 to the right of this 6 at the top, and the second one going down below, we are going to do 6 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. From the 6th one right here, we're going to place 1 going to the right, just like so. We're then going to do 2 bottom right diagonals from here, so 1 and 2. And from the second one, place 1 to the right, then do another bottom right diagonal. And then we're going to place 11 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We're then going to do an upright diagonal from here. From this upright diagonal, place 1 going to the right, just like so. Then do another upright diagonal, and then place 2 going to the right. So 1, 2. Then do another upright diagonal from here, and place 1 going to the right, just like so. Then do 2 upright diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. From the second one, place 1 to the right. And then finally but not least, do another upright diagonal and place another 1 to the right. And then there we go, that's a little bit there done. As you can see, this second one that we just placed to the right connects to the black concrete. And as you can see, it's one above kind of this line over here. It's going to the 3 and it's connected to the one going above it on this left side here that you can see. And for the shading for this area, what we're going to do is we're going to fill in this side here all with sand. Now, usually I would outline over, as we do have sand though. Doesn't really, well, and as you can see, it doesn't really work. So, if you want, you can fill that now in, if you want to make it easier. Or you can kind of layer this up actually by 1 instead, which makes it slightly easier. So, obviously on this side is oak wood, and we can just layer this up. So basically, what does that mean? It just means we kind of won't go over limit, kind of. As long as we make sure we do layer it up. Now, you don't have to layer up the oak wood. It doesn't really help too much, but, you know, it helps a bit. You know, it's always better getting every little help you can get in these kind of sections. And there you go. It's layered up a bit. Don't really need to layer it up a bit more, but might as well get it a bit extra thicky. Right, there we go. So again, this side is sand, that side is oak wood planks. And now we're done with the neck. So, onto the necks, onto the straw hat. So where shall we start for the straw hat, huh? let's start on the left hand side, and we're going to start with this one sticking up here. So the very one that's sticking to the left right here. With our yellow terracotta, we're going to place one on top, just like so. So zoom out. As you can see, we're going to be starting and going off there. Now fly back into here. Then from here, we want to move to this 2 black concrete above it. That's basically, it's connected to an upright diagonal direction to it. And then move it to the right, so on the very end of this 2 here, and place 1 yellow terracotta on top, just like so. We're then going to move up this black concrete line here, so where it's connected to an upright diagonal direction, follow this line until you get to the top one. Once we are at the top one, we're going to do 7 upright diagonals here with our yellow terracotta. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. As you can see, the 6th one connects to the right of this black concrete, and the 7th one goes above it. Once we have done this though, once again follow this black concrete up lines, upright diagonals here. Once you're flown up to the top of it, do an upright diagonal with our yellow terracotta, and place one to the right. Then you can place another one to the right if you want, do an upright diagonal, place another one to the right, do another upright diagonal, place another one to the right, do another upright diagonal, and place another one to the right, and then place 3 going up, 1, 2, 3, yeah, and there you go. So as you can see, inside here is going to be on the right hand side, we're filling in with yellow terracotta, and on the left hand side here and inside this bit, we're going to fill it in with yellow wool. So we can use our yellow wool this time, which is nice, because then that means we won't spill over. Oh, there we go. Right, there we go. Now moving on to the next sector. Actually, before we move on to the next sector, this little gap here, you can see, this is actually part of the hat. So above the straw hat, you see this little area here. We're going to fill that in with black wool, and we might as well fill all of that in now. It's just nice and convenient here, so I might as well just fill it in. There you go. Right, now moving on to the next side of the hat. Also, above the hat there is black wool as well. I'll go into that as soon as we finish the hat. But, right, so moving on to the hat though, I think once again we shall start at the bottom on the right hand side. This time though, as you see this, the very bottom line going up at the very top here. That was not explained well at all. But this line here, where you can see at the very edge where it's 4 going along here, we want to fly to the left of it here, and we want to place 1 yellow terracotta in this corner here. So I'll zoom out so you can see where it is, as that was awful explaining, but there it is. And fly back into this yellow terracotta here. Once we have flown back into this yellow terracotta, do 4 up left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. From this 4th one, place 1 on top, just like so. Then do another up left diagonal. From this up left diagonal, we're going to follow this black concrete that the yellow terracotta has connected to. So follow this black concrete line, there we go. Once we're at the end, we're going to place 1 yellow terracotta to the left of the black concrete, just like so. And then we're going to do an up left diagonal from here. Once again, it connects to the black concrete, so follow this black concrete line till we get to the end of it. So to here, and then do an up left diagonal, and place 1 to the left with a yellow terracotta again. And then there we go. That little bit there is done. Again, you can place another 2 to the left, and do an up left diagonal, place 1 to the left, another up left diagonal, then another up left diagonal, and then another up left diagonal. And then there you go. It just kind of shows where it in a bit easier, but it doesn't really matter. But as you can see, left side, once again, inside here is all yellow terracotta, and on the outside, it's yellow wool. So once again, I'll take up my yellow wool, and I'll fill all of this in. Also, by the way, this is probably the last upload you're going to see for a while, because I am on holiday at this point in time this is being uploaded, so I won't be able to record anything else, because I've already basically recorded all the footage I stocked up, which I've had to record like 6 videos today and fill this entire build in today. So it's been a really long day for me, but I wanted to at least finish this build before I go on holiday. But moving on with the build, this little sector here, take out your black wool and fill in this little sector here. Again, part of the hair is above the hat. There we go. Now we can just zoom out the build. So, I think for the next two areas, I've explained the easiest areas before we move on to the outlining. So the next two areas I'm going to explain is, first of all, the hair. I think the hair is probably the most simplest of them all, and that is just filled in with black wool. That's right, literally nothing else, no shading. I mean, Luffy has very basic hair. As you can see, the hair is kind of over here. I'm not going to fill in all of it, obviously, until I get to the end, where I cut out to the end, where you will see the head, and then we'll zoom out for the final result at the end as well. So I'll just fill in a bit. And that's probably enough. So all of that is in with black wool, and as you can see, we did cap off last time at the top, and it connected with our black wool. So all the hair is literally just black wool. And next area, so the ears. Inside these ears, so you see these little sections here to the right, on the right hand side here. That's just filled in with our light grey terracotta. So we can fill all this in now. And there we go. Right. Now, on the left hand side of the ear, inside this little bit here, we can also fill that in with sand. And we might as well fill this in as well, to make it nice and easy for us. Also, this is another block that we don't want to misplace, in case it falls to the ground, because then... I can't even jinx that any more than I have. That is actually outrageous. Oh my god, I can't believe this. I can't believe I've done this. I can't. We were so perfect, We didn't mess up a single one. Oh my god, that's so annoying. Oh, moving on to the other side though. This part of ear right here, we're also this little inside. We're gonna fill this in with light grey terracotta. I generally can't believe I've done that at that time, man. Like, that is so pain. Like, the one time I actually didn't go wrong anywhere with doing that stuff. Like, it's not like I've gone wrong, it's just I have to go down, which is annoying. The one time, I'm generally in pain, to be honest. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm in pain. Oh well. Right, let's move on to the shading, shall we, to help our suffering and pain. So we're going to start off with the mouth first. By the way, these are gold blocks on the mouth. We can destroy those. Keep those ones on the eye though, because they actually are useful. Keep those. But we can destroy these ones here. So destroy these 5 here, and these 4 here. Right. And going off from this bottom mouth out piece, like this kind of chin more actually. Yeah. Anyway, to this piece here, take our oak wood. And we want to fly to the 2 sticking out to the left. Now we want to be going off the 1 going to the right. So the furthest one here. And we're going to place 1 oak wood underneath here. Just like so. And we want to place 5 going to the right from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Once we've done this, do an upright diagonal. From this upright diagonal, place 1 on top. And then fill in this little gap here with our oak wood. Once again, on the outside, it is going to be our sand, but obviously we can't do that, so, yeah. Lucky, mate. Right, so moving on to the straw, let's actually do the straw. As I said before, we're going to change this, and we're going to use brown wool instead. If you do want to use the white snow instead, all you've got to do is to do the same as me, but just do it in snow instead, and you can outline it with black concrete. Now, I'm not going to outline this because it looks better without the outline with the brown wool. And personally, I do think it looks better with brown wool. But if you do want to do snow, and you can use snow instead. If you want to see how mine looks, and then if you think the brown wool looks better at the end, then you can keep the brown wool. If you don't like it, then you can just change it to snow, however you feel. So, with that being said though, flying over to the big piece of the mouth, we want to fly to this 2 sticking out on the left hand side on the end. Once we have flown to here, we want to be flying to the very right one inside here. With our brown wool, place 1 down here. We're then going to do a up left diagonal from here. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be coming back down on the other side and outlining it, but this is probably the easiest so we don't lose people. Anyway though, once we've done this up left diagonal here, place 1 to the left, just like so. We're then going to repeat this to here 3 more times in a up left diagonal direction. So do an up left diagonal, place 1 to the left. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That should be 4 of those 2s in total, just like so. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's 4 of them going in the left diagonal direction. Once you have done 4 of those, fly back to the end one here, and do 2 left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. From the second one, place 2 to the left, so 1, 2, and then do another left diagonal from here. Place 1 going to the left, and then do another left diagonal. And from this left diagonal, place 2 going to the left, 1, 2. As you can see, these 2 going to the left just connects to this black concrete inside this little gap here, where we did this one sticking out to the right earlier on in the build. Also, by the way, the inside of the ear is sand in here. I can't really fill it in. Well, I can fill in these parts here, but there's no point. But shitting back on with the straw in his mouth. Right, so continuing on from here, where we went and connected to black concrete, place 1 underneath here, just like so. We're then going to place 1 going to the right. We're then going to do a bottom right diagonal. From this bottom right diagonal, place 1 going to the right, then do another bottom right diagonal. From this bottom right diagonal, place 2 to the right, so 1, 2, then do another bottom right diagonal from here. From this bottom right diagonal, we're going to place 1 to the right, then do a bottom right diagonal from this one that we placed to the right. So place 1 underneath here, then we're going to place 1 to the right, then do a bottom right diagonal from here, so place 1 under here, and then place 1 to the right, then do a bottom right diagonal from here, so place 1 underneath here, and then place 1 to the right just like so, and then do another bottom right diagonal, and place 1 to the right, and there we go. As you can see, it's like a 3 at the bottom here. Now we're just going to zoom out. Those little ones inside there, just fill those in. So fill that in there, that one there, and that one there. And there we go. There is the straw, bamboo, whatever it's called, in his mouth done. And now, once we've done this, we're going to move on to the next sector. And we're going to complete the eyes. So for the eyes, we're going to need snow and black wool for the eyeball. So to start us off, we'll start with the left eye. So, this little big section here that we can see, where like a bit of the eyebrow kind of goes up here, we want to be going on this big line here. Now we want to go to the right of this line here, and we want to start off from the very right of this big line of 5 going across at the top here. So basically the very top line. Once we're at this line here on the very right hand side, take out our snow and place 2 underneath from here. So 1, 2. We're then going to take out our black wool, place 1 underneath, and then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal with our black wool. We're then going to place 1 underneath, then do a bottom left diagonal, and from this bottom left diagonal, place 1 to the left, then do an up left diagonal, and then place 1 on top, and then do an up right diagonal, and there we go. As you can see, it's kind of like a button in some sort, but this 2x2 square that's left in the middle, just fill this in with our black wool. And there we go. And then for the rest of the eye, we're going to fill this in with snow. So I'm not going to fill it all in, but I'll fill the outside of the eye because, well, why not? And there's one side done. And there's the last side. And there we go. Right. So those gold blocks, by the way, those are going to be replaced not with snow, they're going to be replaced with sand. So that's why I say leave that until basically we get the sand, and when you go with the sand, when you go up, instead, once you hit the gold block and you filled it in with snow, then just break the gold block and replace it with sand, just like so. But before you go with the sand, I would say complete the snow first, obviously to make things just slightly easier, and then do the sand after. Also, the snow would be quicker, it's a small area. But once we have done that though, we are going to move on to the next eye. So moving on to the next eye over here to the right hand side. This time we're going to be going off this second flat 2 going up here. So not that second 2, where there's the 2 2s together, we want to go to the second one from those 2 2s together. So this one right here that I'm looking at, which you should be looking at as well, we want to be going to the very left of it. So the very left of this 2 here, and essentially you could say to the right of this first 2 where the 2 2s are. And we just want to place 2 snow blocks going underneath here. So 1, 2. There we go. Snow blocks should be going off that bit right there. Once we have done that though, take out the black wool, place 1 underneath, do a bottom left diagonal. From this bottom left diagonal, place 1 underneath, then do a bottom right diagonal, place 1 to the right, and then do an upright diagonal. From this upright diagonal, place 1 on top, and finally but not least, do an up left diagonal. Once again, fill that 2x2 square with our black wool. And again, might as well just fill in the outside with snow. Quite satisfying, the sound of snow. I kind of like it. I actually like proper snow. Not like the sponge where it sounds like dirt. Not like kind of like wet, which is weird as hell. But yeah. Anyway, once again, the rest of the eye is filled in with snow. And again, those gold blocks are just replaced with sand. So again, fill in the eye first, I would recommend. And then go up with the sand. And then place the sand. And once your sand hits the gold block, just like so, like this, then replace the gold block. But I do recommend having the snow. If you want, you can outline it here first if you want as well, if that makes things easier. If you want to do the eye after. I would recommend doing the eye first though, because it is quicker. But anyway, once you have done that, we're now on to the very final part. The only block we're going to be needing, well, apart from filling in with the sand and those areas there, but for the shading basically, we are going to be using oak wood. So, I think for the first bit, let's shade under the eyebrow, and then we'll move on to the eye. So, not eyebrow, I can't remember what this is. Is this Luffy's scar or something like that? It's kind of like a scar, if I remember. I can't really remember what it is. It's been a while since I've actually watched the show, because I've kind of had to put myself on pause for watching anime at the moment. Not just that, for One Piece is hard for me to watch as I am in the UK, which is annoying. But anyway, once we have moved to this bit here, we want to be going to this 2 here. So this 2 black concrete that's floating on its own here, where it's got the gold block connected to it, fly over to here. And we want to be on the very left one here, and with our oak wood planks, place one underneath. We're then going to place one to the right, and then place one underneath. And then once you place one underneath here, we're going to fill in this gap here with oak wood. So fill in this gap to the right. And with the sand, you can place one there if you want. Can't really place one here because it falls down. Doesn't really matter if it falls down there, by the way, though, but it doesn't really. You can't really cap it off again. And then moving on to the right side, this right side is all with oak wood, apart from this corner here. So this sand that we actually place here conveniently, which is quite nice. At the bottom of it, just place one to the left, just like so. Then fill in the rest with our oak wood planks. There we go. Right, still a little bit more to do. On this scar piece here, on the right hand side, you see there's one black concrete sticking out here. In our oak wood, we're just going to fill this gap of 4 in. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go. That's that little part there done. Simple as that. Now moving on to the next part, we're going to move on to this part of the eye as well, over here. Now, once we moved over to this part, we're going to start off with the big line going down here. So the big line going down here, we want to start off this area here. And from this big line, we want to go down by 3 from the top. So 1, 2, and 3. From this third one, place one to the left with our oak wood, just like so. We then want to do a bottom left diagonal from here. From this bottom left diagonal, place one to the left, so it connects to the black concrete, just like so. Then place one underneath the black concrete, so essentially a bottom left diagonal, just like that. Then an up left diagonal, so basically to the left of the black concrete, like so. Then place one on top, then skip this black concrete and place one on top, just like so. And then once again skip this area here, and place one on here. Also you can fill in this piece right here with oak wood as well. But moving back to this one that we placed to the top here, place one to the left, then place one on top, and then there we go. That little sector inside there, just fill that in with oak wood planks. We might as well fill that in now, this is a nice small gap, so we don't get confused later on as well. There we go. Now moving on to the nose. I think we shall start on the right hand side of the nose. So this right diagonal and the bottom right diagonal of the nose going up here, this little bit here, fly over to the inside of it here. With our oak wood, we're going to place 4 going down from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then do a bottom left diagonal and place one underneath. As you can see, we're in line or on line with the black concrete. Once we place this one underneath though, once again skip over to the left, fill this one little gap with oak wood planks. Then do an up left diagonal from here and place one to the left. As you can see, we're over the black concrete just like so. And then do 4 up left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as you see, this 4th up left diagonal is underneath this black concrete, this singular one, and to the left of these 3 here. Now, once we've done this, we've still got a bit more shade in the nose to do. On this big line here, which I believe is it 6? Yeah, it's 6 here, I believe. And we want to fly to the top of the 6 here. With our oak wood, place 1 to the right, then do it up right diagonal. Then there we go. We're not done yet though. This little 2 gap on this line here of the nose, just fill this in as well, and now we're done. So, the inside of here is going to be filled in with oak wood. Now I wouldn't usually fill it in, but I think I'm going to fill it in quickly, because, just so we don't get confused with the sand. And we just might as well fill it in, because it's not too much to do. You can see we are almost pretty much already over halfway now. And there we go. As you can see, that's why I filled it in, because I almost could have went actually over here, but this little 2 here, you can actually put sand over it like this, if you haven't already done that. You probably already filled it in there, so it's probably too late, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you don't go overboard, you are good to go. So, now moving on to the very nice and final sectors of shading in. So we've got the hair to do, and we've got one more bit on top of kind of the nose, but this isn't the nose anymore, because obviously his nose isn't up here. This is like the kind of like veins and stuff. Once we are though on here, we're gonna start off on the very first line that goes up. So this 5 line going up here, we want to fly to the right of it. And let's start at the bottom for now. And with our sand from the bottom, basically on top of this 2, you can just place 2 going up with our sand. So 1, 2. Once we've done that, take our oak wood planks, and we're just going to place 1 on top for now. So we should be looking like that basically. Once we had done that though, fly back into here and place 7 going up from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Then do 4 up left diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then from this 4th up left diagonal that we did, place 1 going to the left from here, just like so. Then do another up left diagonal from here. From this up left diagonal, go underneath by 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then do a bottom right diagonal. From this bottom right diagonal, place 1 underneath, just like so. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. As you can see, that first one connected to the bottom of this 3, and then the second one connected to the top of this 2, just like so. So the inside of here, we just fill it in with oak wood as well. Again, I can't really outline the top, or all of it. I can actually outline the top, but not really the bottom and sides, really. But there we go. Nice and simple. And now I'm going to move on to the final sector. Wow. Which is shading all the hair, which actually is a lot. But let's move on to it, shall we? So, we're going to start off from the very left-hand side first. So, we want to fly over to this one that's sticking out here. So, this one, just bottom right diagonal, that connects here, which I said, this is filled in with sand here. As you can see right there. That one sticking out there, we're going to go on top of that one right there. With our oak wood planks, we're just going to go all the way to the top till we hit the black concrete, just like so. Once we hit it, place 1 to the right, fly to the left, and fill this gap here. So 1, 2, and 3. Then fly back to the one that we placed to the right, and go all the way up to the top as well until we hit the black concrete again, just like so. Once again, place 1 going to the right, and then go all the way to the top till you hit the black concrete. And there we go. We're then going to place 1 to the right, then go all the way up, so 1, 2, 3. And then place 1 to the right, and once again go all the way up. And once you've done this, place 1 to the right, and then this time what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 going up, but then going to do an upright diagonal. From this upright diagonal, do another upright diagonal, and then there we go. As you see, this upright diagonal has a 1 gap on this black concrete here, so it's on the second layer of this lot going up here. And on the left hand side inside here, just fill this in with oak wood planks. And there we go. Now, once we've done this, fly to the bottom, like so, the second upright diagonal that we did. Fly to here, and we're going to move on to this black concrete here. And from this black concrete here, we're going to place 3 underneath. So 1, 2, and 3. So we shouldn't look like that there. Once we have done that though, fly back to the 3. Then place 1 to the right. Once you place 1 to the right here, place 3 underneath. So 1, 2, and 3. We're then going to place 1 to the right. We're then going to place 2 underneath, so 1 and 2. Then fly up by 1, so in the middle here, place 1 to the right. And then place 4 going up, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then place 1 to the right. Then go all the way up until we hit the black concrete, just like so. and then place another one to the right, and then once again go all the way up till we hit the black concrete. And then once we've done this, place one to the right, and place one on top, then place one to the right, and then we're going to place 3 going up from here. So 1, 2, and 3. We're then going to do a right diagonal. From this upright diagonal, do another upright diagonal, and place one on top, just like so. And do 2 upright diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. From this second one, place one to the right, just like so. Then do a bottom right diagonal. From this bottom right diagonal, place 3 underneath. So 1, 2, and 3. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals from here. 1 and 2. From the second one, place 2 underneath, just like so. Then do another bottom right diagonal, and then place 1 underneath. And then do another bottom right diagonal, place another one underneath. And then do 2 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. And from the second one, place 1 underneath, just like so. Then do another 2 bottom right diagonals, so 1 and 2, and from the second one, place 1 underneath just like so. And then from this one that we placed underneath, we're going to do 3 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1, 2, and 3. From this third one, place 1 underneath just like so. And then do 5 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. From this fifth one, place 1 to the right, and as you can see, we connect to the black concrete just like so. And as you probably already know, but in the inside, on the right hand side, upper side here, just fill it in with oak wood planks. So again, we're going to fill this in now so we don't get confused when we fill in the sand. And it's nice and small, and it should be quick. Because we are already done. Almost, actually. Okay, we got a bit longer than I thought. Now we should be... Oh my god, there's more going down. I should shut up half the time, shouldn't I? That probably would be the best, but I won't. Because now we are actually done. And there we go. Right. Obviously still got more to do. Once we have done this though, we're going to fly over to the right hand side here. So this big long strip going up here, take our oak wood, and we'll go to the bottom here. So as you can see, this bottom 4 sticking out here. We're going to just, with our fly on top, with our oak wood planks, we're just going to go all the way up. Until we hit the black concrete, just like so. You can also fill in this gap here of 3. Now once we've done this, as you see we've already gone all the way up to the top. But move down to the 3 here, basically where it's kind of floating and thinner here. Once you are at this 3 here though, with our oak wood planks, place 3 underneath. So 1, 2, and 3. As you see, the third one's sticking out 1 over this 2. And we're going to place 1 to the right. We're then going to place 2 underneath. So 1 and 2. We're then going to place 1 to the right. And then place 2 underneath. So 1 and 2. Then place 1 to the right. Then place 1 underneath. Then place 1 to the right. Then place 1 underneath. Place 1 to the right. Then place 1 underneath. And then finally but not least, place 1 more to the right. And then actually we do have another thing to do. Place 1 underneath. And then place 1 to the right. There we go. That one that we placed to the right there is just going underneath this black concrete just like so. Also that gap there, that one little gap there is black wool. The same with the hair, by the way. Just if anyone was wondering what that is. You know, there you go. So though we are still not done. The very last final sector of the shade, which I believe it is, this sector of the hair here. So to start things off, above this 3 here, as you can see the very end 3 sticking out here, with our oak wood, we're just going to place 1 to the right of it, just like so. We're then going to do 2 bottom right diagonals. So 1 and 2, and I've destroyed my black concrete again. Right, there we go. Right, and take our oak wood planks and place 1 underneath the second bottom right diagonal that we did. And then do another bottom right diagonal from here. Place another 1 underneath, just like so. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals from here, 1 and 2. And from the second one, place 2 underneath, 1 and 2. Then do another bottom right diagonal, and then place 1 underneath. And as you see, this last one that we placed underneath is basically 2 on its own and connecting to this line going down here. Once again, on the upper right hand side here, just fill it in with oak wood planks. Oh, and then we're finally done with all the shading. And wow, you can definitely have one sigh of relief. I for sure am, because I've literally spent all my day today, 12 hours literally today, of doing this build, because I've had to do it in tutorials record it and everything. Oof, and fill it in. But there we go. That's all the shading done, and I must say, he looks absolutely horrifying right now. But we're not quite done yet. We now have to fill everything in. So for the final explanation, for the final part of this build, what do we have to do, Matt? Wow. We have to fill in all of this inside with sand. Obviously, the eyes are going to be snow. The eyes are going to be snow there as well. We've already filled in all the shading for the oak wood, so we don't need to do that. Literally, all the face inside that ear is all sand. Inside this upper part to the neck, where it connects to the chin, that is all oak wood. Inside this little section here, it's all sand as well. Yellow terracotta, yellow terracotta, yellow wool on the outside, yellow wool on the outer side. And the last piece, which is the hair, which is literally just black wool. Now, with all that being said, let's finally get into the last moments of this build. And without further ado, if you want to pause the video right now so you can fill it in yourself and see the end result yourself, then you can do that right now. So pause the video right now if you want that. And if you want to have a reference at the end to see what it looks like in the final result, then you can pause the video right now. And there we go, finally we've completed the Luffy Wano bark build. So if you haven't already, pause the video right now to finish this part off and finish all the rest of the parts off if you haven't finished those parts already. But once we have done this, completed this, we're going to zoom out quickly. Probably notice a new block in my inventory. That is some grass block. A lot of sand fell to the bottom as well. But let's get a final zoom out so we can have a look at a full view of this bad boy. Oh my god, doesn't he look awesome. It's beautiful. Right, there we go. As you see, we quickly just cut as well so we can get a nice view of him with no annoying scream animations. And he absolutely does look gorgeous. As I said before, this was one of my favourite builds, still is one of my favourite builds. As I said before, like, as much as the sword was annoying, I feel like the sword is one of the best things about it. And sometimes you think the build looks weird when you've only done a bit of the parts, but when you see that end final result, it just looks so amazing, so good. And if you did enjoy this series, you did enjoy this build, you want to see more Luffy builds, not Luffy builds, One Piece builds, then go and hit that like button down below and subscribe as well to the channel if you haven't already, because that would be much appreciated. Once again, this probably is going to be the last video until I'm back from holiday, because I wasn't able to do Naruto vs Sasuke content, considering that I had my second COVID jab. We changed our pixel art method, so I wasn't able to record a bunch of footage, but I wanted to at least finish this build, so I had to do literally about 7 recordings a day and a bunch of editing as well. But we are done with the build, so yeah, nice. With those notes being said though, I will see you back in the next build when I am back from holiday. Hopefully we probably hit 100 subs. I mean, we're 4 away now, as I say, and I'm going on holiday for 10 days. So I think you awesome people can definitely already hit that. And if we do, there will be a special for that. But when we do get back, the next build we're going to be doing, as I said to someone in the comments, I'm going to be completing the Naruto vs Sasuke special, so I can actually, do other specials, And it is a very good build as well, so I'm sure a lot of people want to see that one. Next after that build, it's probably going to be Shoyu Hinata, then I think I'm going to do Kuruma, and then I'm going to do Jiro after that. And then we'll be moving on to the suggestions, which I do have loads lined up, but now that we have changed the method, we will get them out a lot quicker. With those notes being said though, I shall see you when I get back. I don't know when this is being uploaded, or when I will be back, but I will see you in the next one. Peace out, enjoy the rest of the day, and goodbye.